Good morning, everybody. My name is Hannah, and I am a senior fitness instructor with Stonebridge Community Services. And this class is strength and balance. We have a full body strength routine using some dumbbells or any kind of weight that you have, evenly weighted objects from around your house. I like the set of dumbbells. You can use whatever size feels great today, but I encourage you, if your weights feel like they're not challenging you, to choose a heavier weight. And that's going to be really great for building muscle, which is excellent for keeping our metabolism going and for building strong and healthy bones, super important as we age. So yes, a full body strength routine using those dumbbells. 3 of our exercises, I will give you an option to be on the floor to perform. You can choose to be on the floor, or there'll be a standing and a seated option for those exercises too, if being on the ground is not a great option for you today. No problem. We're going to repeat each exercise twice. We'll take breaks. During those drip breaks, I'm always going to encourage you to drink lots of water. So make sure you have your water bottle handy. And otherwise, you need the space to move around free from obstruction. The second part of the class is going to be balance-based. And for that, we will need to have something to hold onto. I'm pointing at the wall because I always use the wall. You could use a chair, table, kitchen island, counter, whatever it might be. Something to keep a hand on to keep you safe while we're balancing. All right, I think that is enough chat from me. We're going to stand up and warm up. We'll have a stretch at the very end of the class, so stay around for that. And let's come up to feet. Let's warm up and let's get right to the strength bit. So we're standing up nice and tall, and we're going to march on the spot. Lifting those feet right up, let those arms move forwards and backwards. Good, a nice confident march here. Let's take a nice deep breath. Big inhale. And exhale, lower those arms down. Inhale, lift those hands up. Lower down. Deep breath in. And out. Good. Let's pull our shoulders up towards our ears. Relax them down. Lift those shoulders and lower. Pull those shoulders up and down. Lift and lower. Good. Let's roll our shoulders. Nice big circles. And let's roll our shoulders forwards, other direction. Let's bring those arms out to the side, little circles here. Good, let's go back in the other direction. And let's make those circles bigger. We're going to reach our arms forwards like we're swimming. Good, and let's go back in the other direction. Keep those elbows bent a little bit as we circle backwards. Imagine you're combing your hair. Good, let's relax those arms. We're going to tap our toes forwards. And let's tap those toes to the sides. Let's dig those heels forwards. Let's dig those heels out to the sides. Good, let's bring those feet together and let's tap our toes. And we can wiggle our fingers. Let's tap those heels, tap those fingers to your thumb. Good, let's tap our toes, both feet at the same time, and let's circle our wrists nice and slowly. Let's tap our heels, circle those wrists the other way. Good, we're going to stand with our feet hip width apart here. We're going to circle our hips nice and slowly. Good, back in the other direction. Good, take a nice deep breath here. Big inhale and exhale. Excellent. We're going to get started with we're going to do 3 different lower body movements, and we're going to do them 1, 2, 3, and then repeat them 1, 2, 3. So we do all of our lower body work at the same time, and then we'll switch so with the upper body and then our core in sets like that. So our 3 lower body exercises, we're using 2 weights and we're holding them up on our shoulders. And holding up on our shoulders is a little bit more challenging to hold like this than it is to hold the weights at your side. And this is a good way to kind of maximize the challenge from the same set of weights. It can be expensive and maybe not possible to continually buy bigger weights. Maybe you don't have access to larger weights because of all those different barriers. Finding different ways to hold them that's more challenging is a good way to keep using the same equipment kind of in creative ways. So holding up at our shoulders really maximizes kind of the weight that we have. It feels more challenging, works that upper body in a different way as well as working the lower body. So that's what we're going to do for our 3 lower body exercises. We're holding our weights up on our shoulders. I have my hands, so my weights are held above my shoulders. There was a class this week where I had to place the weights on my shoulders like this, and you can do that too. You can have the weights actually touching your shoulders. Let's get a little bit uncomfortable after a while. So my preferred way is to hold them in your hands at shoulder height. My arms are going to be aching before we even begin. All right, we're doing a squat. So our feet are hip width apart, knees nice and soft. Let's bring those weights up into position. Up at our shoulders, we're going to keep the chest really tall. Shoulders still relaxed here. Excuse me. Here we go. Let's inhale, sink down. Exhale to stand back up. Good, nice deep breaths. Keeping the weight in our heels. Good. 2 more. Excellent. Pop the weights down. Just to give your arms and your hands a break here. Grab a drink if you want to in this break, and I'll show you, I'll demonstrate no weights and then we'll grab the weight. We're going to do a forward lunge. So I'm holding my weights at my shoulders. I'm going to step forward. I bend that front knee, that back knee lowers towards the floor. My back heel comes up off the floor. I'm not going to go down a long way. I'm going to pay attention to how my knees feel. I'm going to lunge and stand back up. And then I'm going to step forward with the left. So nice and slowly. Let's grab the weights for real this time. Stand up nice and tall. Inhale, bend that front knee. Exhale as you step back. And we alternate which foot steps first. Good, nice and slowly. Chest is tall. Inhale slowly down. Exhale to push yourself back up. One more each side. Excellent. Let's pop those weights down for a moment. Good. Last one now, and then we'll repeat the 3. Again, we're going to hold our hands on our shoulders. We're going to march. Just feet up and down. Nice, simple march. Let's think about pulling that belly button in towards your spine. So engaging your core muscles here. Holding the weights up at our shoulders. Chest tall. Here we go, marching on the spot. Yeah, nice and relaxed through your shoulders. Engage those core muscles. Good, 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Good, pop the weights down. All right, grab a drink here and then we're going to repeat those. Excellent. Squatting with the weights on our shoulders is first. A weight in each hand, up to shoulders, feet hip width apart, standing up nice and tall. Here we go. Nice and slowly on the way down. Exhale. As we push up. One more. Excellent. Good. Relax those weights for a moment. Let those arms relax. Legs too. Give those legs a shake. We're going to do that forward lunge next. Again, those weights up high. Yeah. Standing up nice and tall, feet together. We're alternating feet. Step forwards. Exhale to stand. Inhale. Exhale as you stand up. Good, nice and slowly. We're really focusing on our balance too with these lunges. It can be tricky to keep that balance. So we want to move nice and slowly. Good, and pause here. Very good. This is finding this one a challenge today. All right, we'll do one more for our lower body. Grab those weights again. Up to shoulders. Standing up nice and tall. And let's march on the spot. Really thinking about those core muscles. Engage those core muscles. Keep that chest nice and tall. Good, 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Pop the weights down. Great. Grab a drink. Excellent. All right. Switching gears a little bit, we're going to work on our upper body. We're going to do an exercise that targets our tricep muscle here. That's a muscle at the back of your arm. It's involved in pushing and pulling, in moving our elbow. So lots of daily activities. I'm going to have my weight in my right hand. I'm going to step my left foot forward, bend a little bit. My back heel, sorry, this is my right knee. Stepping forward to my right knee. The weight is in my left. My left heel, that side, is on the floor. I'm hinging forward. You can see I have that inclined position, straight line all the way down. I'm going to curl that hand up, straighten that arm, lift back behind me. Curl and kick that hand back. Here we go. Inhale as you pick up. Exhale as you straighten the arm. Two more. Good, let's switch around. Weight in the right hand, left foot forward. Left knee bent, that right foot is back and that heel is on the floor. Let's curl and lift. Nice deep breaths. One more. Good, and relax. Weight down. Good. One more. We've just got two that are upper body that are standing, so we'll repeat those. And then the next three, one is kind of upper body and chest, and then the other two are core, and we'll do those potentially on the floor. So let's grab a weight in each hand. Hold those weights at your sides. Standing up nice and tall, hip width apart. We're going to lower one weight, then the other. Breathing out as you lower. Breathing in as you come back in. Good, nice deep breaths. Once more each side. Good, and let's pop those weights down. Good. We'll repeat those. Let's do that tricep movement again. So one weight in the left hand to begin with. Right foot forward, left foot back, left heel on the floor. Let's bend that front knee, hinge forward. We're going to curl and then straighten that arm lift behind a little bit. Up and back. Nice deep breaths. Moving slowly. One more. Good, let's switch to the other side. Hinge forward, here we go. Once more. Good, pop that weight down, wonderful. Good work, everybody. We are flying through. We're going to repeat those shoulder lowers here. Let's get those shoulders, bit of a circle, and relax down. Let's pick up our weights. The weight in each hand, feet hip width, knees soft. And let's lower one hand and then the other. Good. Nice and slowly. We don't need to lower this weight very far. We just want to keep within a comfortable range of motion. Good. And make sure not to hold your breath. So nice deep breaths all the time. One more each side. Good, excellent. Pop the weights down. Time for some work on the floor. I'm going to demonstrate these next 3 exercises with a standing or a seated option. So this will be what you do if you do not want to be laying on the floor. And everything will be lying on your back. So if that's not an option today, pay attention now because I'm going to show you what you're going to do instead. So the first thing we're going to do is a chest press. You're going to use one weight if you're standing up. You're going to hold the weight at its ends, hold this weight, hold it at chest height at the ends. I'm going to push that weight out in front of you, slowly back to center. And the side looks like this, pushing straight out in front, slowly back in. Breathe out as you push away, breathe in as you come back in. One weight if you're standing. If you're on the ground doing this, you can use one weight or you can have a weight in each hand. That's up to you and depends on how confident you are with that upper body strength. One weight, hold at the ends. Standing, I would recommend using the one weight because it's quite a bit more challenging to push out in front of you like this than it is to do that on the ground. So that's a standing chest press. That's your first exercise. The other 2 will be seated. First one, we have a heel slide. You're going to sit forward in your chair. You're going to take one leg, one foot at a time, slide that heel out, lift and lower, put back in. Slide, lift, lower and back. Slide, lift, lower, put back in. Slide, lift, lower and back. Heel slides. The third exercise is a dead bug. So seated will look like this. You're going to stretch one leg out. You're going to lift and lower along with the opposite arm and then switch, lift and lower. So 2 quite similar exercises. Adding that opposite hand is a progression. We're not taking so long to move that foot out. Just a quick lift of that foot. So that's your dead bug, otherwise heel slide the lift. And you can move slowly as you push that foot away. That's number 2. Heel slide. Number 3, dead bug. Okay, on the floor, you're going to do a pretty similar set of things. The floor version. Just going to move my camera a little bit. I'm going to come down to the floor. I'm going to bring my weights with me. So weights on the ground. And I'm going to step 1 foot forwards, bend that front knee, lift the back knee, hinge, feet to the floor, hands to the floor, sorry, down to all fours, come over to your side. Bring these feet around, and we are down to the ground. So we have a chest press first. Remember, if you're standing, you're just using that one weight, pushing it out in front of you. If you're on the floor, you can also use the one weight in the same way, or you can have a weight in each hand. So I'm going to do. So get yourself situated here. A weight in each hand, or just the one weight if you're standing. Push that weight or weights out in front of you, or up to the ceiling. Slowly lower down, or bring back towards you. Good. Breathing out as you push away. Breathing in as that weight comes back down. Nice and slowly as you lower, or as you bring that weight back towards you. Try and be slow on the relaxed part. 2 more. The last one. Good. And you can pop the weights down. Heel slides are next. If you're not on the ground, you're going to be seated for this one. You're going to slide that heel out so your leg is extended, and then you're going to lift and lower your leg. If you're on the floor, we don't have that lift and lower part. We're just sliding that heel out, bringing that foot back in. Here we go. Nice deep breaths. Good, nice and slowly. Make sure not to hold your breath. Last one. Excellent. Pause here. The dead bug is next. That's the opposite arm, opposite leg. If you're on the chair, you're going to straighten one leg, lift along with the opposite arm, lower down, and repeat on the other side. If you're on the ground, you're going to pick your feet up off the floor, knees are bent, arms to the ceiling. I'm going to lower one leg and opposite arm. Here we go. Nice and slowly here. Good. Deep breaths. Once more each side. Good, and relax and sleep down. Excellent. We are going to repeat these. So the first one is chest press. You can, if you're standing, you're using one weight. If you're on the floor, you have a choice. You can use one weight or both. I'm going to use both. Let's bring those weights up so they're about chest height. And when you're ready, push that weight or weights either to the ceiling, straight out in front of you. Breathing out as you push away. Breathing in as you lower down. Good. Nice deep breaths. Last two here. The last one. Excellent. Pop the weights down. Good. Have a seat if you are not on the floor, and we are going to perform those heel slides. So straightening one leg, running that heel across the floor, and then a lift of the leg if you're seated. If you're on the floor, no lift. Here we go. Nice and slowly. Heel away from you and then back up. Once more each side here. Good. Pause here. One more to do. We're going to do those dead bugs. So that's lifting the opposite arm, opposite leg. If we're on the floor, we have legs in the air, knees bent, arms straight up in front of us too. Inhale, leg and opposite arm to the floor. Exhale back to center. One more each side. Good, and relax those feet. Excellent, time to come up to feet, which we're going to take slowly because we've been on the floor for a long time. Feet over to one side, and let's roll those knees. Roll yourself onto your side. I'm going to use that top hand, push myself up really slowly. I don't want to be dizzy. Let's come onto all fours. Again, nice and slowly. Bring one foot up. Come up into that half kneeling position. And let's push ourselves up to stand. Great. Have a drink here. Okay, let's work on our balance. So let's make sure we're within an arm's reach of the wall or some balance support here. We're going to stand up nice and tall. Have our feet really close to each other. Let's think about this feet being nice and relaxed. Knees soft, standing tall, and shoulders relaxed. Going to take one arm to the ceiling. Followed by the other. Arms out to your sides. And let's airplane. Good. Pause here. Let's reach one hand forward, one hand backwards. And the other way. Good. Back to center. Let's relax our arms. Going to stand on one leg a little bit. Going to stand on my right foot first, and I'm going to tap my left heel forwards. Let's look forwards, look up and ahead, find something to look at that isn't moving. Focus your eyes here. When you're ready, let's take that heel up off the floor, just a tiny bit. Really focus on that thing that's not moving. Let's take one hand forwards. Good. Let's take the other hand up and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. And let's switch to the other side. Stand on that left foot and let's tap that right heel forwards. Knees nice and soft. Looking up and ahead. Let's take that heel up off the floor. Focused on your thing that isn't moving. Let's take one hand forwards and hold. Take the other hand forwards. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And feet to the ground. Excellent. We're going to side step our feet here. Nice and easy. Just bring our arms out to the sides. And let's lift one foot and lift. Stepping from one foot to the other 2, and we're just raising the other foot. Pausing for just a moment. Good. This time as you step, you're going to raise the other knee. Step and raise that knee. Step and raise. Step, raise. Good. Keep going. Once more each side. And relax. Good. We're going to side step and cross the foot over. Step and cross. Step and cross. Step, cross. Step, cross. Good. This time, so you can see I'm stepping and I'm crossing my foot in front of the other one. We just step and cross behind. It's a little bit different, not a lot. Might be easier. Might be more difficult. Couple more. Good. Let's keep moving around and we're going to tightrope. So we're going to heel and toe, forwards and backwards. Standing up nice and tall, looking where I'm going, chest is tall. Shoulders are relaxed. Good. Nice and slowly, feet close to each other. Relax through that upper body. Good. You can pause here. We'll do a little bit on one foot now. Standing on your right foot, let's raise the left and just hold where that feels comfortable. That could be high up, it could be low down. Maybe you have a toe touching the floor. Stand where you can comfortably hold and keep that balance. And let's look forwards, find something that isn't moving and focus your eyes on that spot. Good. Let's take one hand up to the ceiling, wave that. Good. Let's try the other hand. And let's switch to the other side. Stand on the left foot and raise the right and hold where that feels comfortable. Find something that isn't moving. Focus your eyes there and stand. Let's take one hand to the ceiling and wave. And the other. Good, and relax that arm. Excellent. Feet on the floor. It's time for us to stretch. Let's take an arm across our body and hold here. Feel that nice stretch through your shoulder and your upper arm. Good, switch to the other side. Good, relax that arm again. Let's reach one hand forward. We're going to hold onto this fingers and pull back just a little bit. Good, relax, switch to the other side. Good, relax that arm. Let's have a seat. Let's sit forward in our chair. Stretch one leg forward, heel on the floor, toe to the ceiling. Hinge forward and feel that nice stretch in the back of your leg. To the other side, heel to the floor, toe to the ceiling. Very good. Let's sit up. I'm gonna walk my feet out wide, walk those knees apart, reach my right hand up to the ceiling, hinge at the hip over to the left. Feel that nice big stretch. Go down the right side of my body. Let's sit up, let's switch to the other side. Left hand to the ceiling, hinge at the hip over to the right. Good, nice and slowly back to center. Relax the arm, bring those feet together. Let's stand. We're going to reach our arms behind us. Reach for the back of the room. Stretch those fingers right out. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale. Wrap those arms around you. Nice tight squeeze and a pat on the back. Thank you very much, everybody. Thanks for joining me today. Hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye for now.
Bye. Have a nice weekend.
You too.
Bye.